Where are you? Where are you? No. Yes. Hello? 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 Darn you for going live when I have to leave. No. Hello? Is Mr. Blood Cultures the old man? What? Hello? Hello? Thank you. Eat your greens for eating your greens. Thank you. But hold up, just play this. Why? I mean, I guess you could just state you want this, but I figured you want to see games. I just one turn instant on 8-ball again. I don't know what those illegal things are. I don't know what kind of drugs you're doing. Won't video be out for the plebs? When is ready? Damn. I need a thumbnail and a title. Those are the last two big hurdles. Wow. And also if anyone shows me if there's something wrong. Thank you, Eating Your Greens, for 89 months of eating your greens.
I shall not lose my long month number.
Amazing. 89 months of eating your greens. Do you know how many years that is? First person to guess correctly gets $5,000. Just been a process, blood. Perfect. Hello. 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 College football? No. Nice. I beat Battlefield 4 today and I completely forgot about the intro. I cackled. Surprised you got through Battlefield 4. I just did not give a shit. And I don't like liars! Stupid fucking dialogue. Dumb. Any idea set in stone for the thumbnail? Since you guys are voting for the 6th Resident Evil 4 video ever, I think I'm gonna do the thing where it's like the RE6 thing, where it's the giraffe giving the lady giving a giraffe a blowjob, but you know, we just make it RE4 themed. Yeah, just RE4 themed. I'd rather have one bag of chips with 2 different dips. There's a blowjob on RE6? Fake fucking RE fans. Fake RE fans, bro. Everywhere. Everywhere fake RE fans. Shame. Such a shame. I played RE6 once. Flew away. I heard getting the blink enough times gives you like a special card, Slaughter. So that's why I get that. I try reading you. Need to buy it 10 times? Got it. Shout out to the gay slug in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Interesting, thank you. Damn. Alright. Please no wheel, I beg. I'm so tired. We're not spinning you. Neil, will you play Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resync Quadruple A? Quadruple A. Oh right, yeah. Was that? I thought they only claimed that for their other pirate game that went nowhere. Did they try attributing that to their remake as well? How do you feel about Wilds? Which one? Hello, Daiko. Hell yeah. Skull and Bones? Yeah, the first quadruple A game. Yeah, I read that too. A lot of people got laid off and a lot of studios were let go. And there's two ways to go about it. There's one where, oh hey, it's more artists being silenced and mishandled in a very shitty way by a multi-billion-dollar company. And devil's advocate would be, it's someone trying to clean up a terrible business practice being led for the past, how many years? 8 years? When they acquired all those studios and had no plan for them. So, there's two ways to go about it. Either way, people lost their jobs. It sucks. 10 years, Jesus. Wow. Thank you for your 41 wows. Signer, thank you.
Talking about remakes, do you prefer the same game but rebuilt or a different experience like the remakes?
I like new games. I would like a new game. That, or if you remake something, include the original multiplayer mode, you fucking coward. If you remake a game, you have to include as much original content, and then some for a remake. If you cut out shit and then you leave stuff behind, I feel like you're fucking with my wallet. Yeah. I'm reading you. Modern Warfare 2 Remastered didn't have a multiplayer? That's stupid. That's dumb. Gross. What game would you consider a good remake? Resident Evil 1, great remake. Honestly, Dead Space, a great remake. Silent Hill 2, like it 80% surpasses. 80%. There's still some areas where it's like they fucked up. Like the original's better, just flat out better there. But Silent Hill 2 Remake is actually really fucking competent. Really competent. So, yeah, there are remakes out there that do their best to provide as much content as the original and then some. Worst remake? I don't know. I don't make lists in my head. Honorable outro. Why? See how evil and scary I got there? Planets. Fuck. Yeah, I do, aspiring writer. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it is unnecessary, I agree, Natalie. And without multiplayer, like, fuck off. Absolutely fuck off. I despise it. I despise it. It was already there. It was already there. They didn't have to invent anything. They just had to work it up to be functional in modern day servers. Fuck Last of Us 1 Remake. Fuck it. Jen made the edits for this. Well, Last of Us 2 Remake? I thought that was only a remaster. I'm not sure how it goes anymore. I think Last of Us Part 2 was a remaster for PS5. Whereas Last of Us 1 was a remake because they had to, like, bring it to the new engine or something. Yeah, Ryder, it's all dumb. It's all so fucking dumb. Sony making the dumbest choices ever. And now their dumb choices aren't just background game cancellations anymore. Now it's in your face. It's in your face, stupid choices. Played Ready or Not? No. Yeah, I think it didn't have multiplayer as well. It was part of the original, man. Just give us the fucking thing. Give us the thing. I can't recall any remake where they said, thank God they didn't include the multiplayer. I can't think of any remake of any game where I was like, thank fuck they didn't include that multiplayer. Really? It's just cutting corners where they can. Thank you, Altered In, for 1 year of Prime. Thank you very much.
A whole year, yippee apples and kiwis.
Yum. Thank you. Did I play the Indiana Jones DLC? No, I heard it was whatever, so I didn't bother. Oh! Garbage. Sucks to suck. I think you can still play them. Rhythm. By the way, I've been getting into Dragon Age Origins pretty good so far. Hooray. Hooray for you. Hi. Thank you, Gaming Skull. Thank you for the $2. See any pretty fireworks on the 4th? No. No. shit. Just guessing. Fuck. Man, I read something about a wheel in that pole. Maybe Joey. Maybe. Would you ever be interested in running some Last of Us multiplayer streams? I used to. They kicked my ass. We could check and look at the poll. Why not? It's been long enough. Sure. Okay, so your results. Flashbang democracy. Let us choose something else. We'll say it's the winner, so we don't have to do a 1v1. Let us choose something else. Okay, and you decided. Oh my god. Okay, you have 30 seconds to make a choice. You have 30 seconds to make a choice. It's a 1v1 right now. Vote right now. Vote right now. Vote right now. Vote. It's so important. It's so important you vote. 15 seconds. Five seconds. Closed. By just 2 votes. By just 2 votes. You almost had democracy. You almost had it. All right. All right. How do I age verify in VR chat? You need to be VRC plus. Like, you need to have that membership, and then you have access to age verification. If you want VRC plus, give me your username and I will give it to you. I'll take Waterboy. Waterboy. Yeah, that one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. All right, let's set this dumb bullshit up. Name a game I can get running in 30 minutes that won't get me banned. Four wheel. Here you go. All right, you got 1 minute starting right now. Hurry up. Hurry up. Stop wasting my time! I could not get hooked into Pizza Tower, Flora. I thought it was neat. I thought the art was neat. I liked the songs. I didn't care for the gameplay. I can't go fast. I'm not allowed. Yeah, well, Dead Trees, that's what happens when people don't vote. When you don't vote for things, you lose the right to complain. "20 seconds. 15 seconds. Hurry up. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And closed. All right. So I'm gonna put all these into the wheel. We'll spin them pretty fast. Okay. All right, let's get this thing spinning. Let's get it spinning. Let's get a different song as well. I want to go fucking crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna go nuts if I have to hear this for like another 30 minutes. Hold on. Spotify on. Music on. On. Just shuffle it, see what we get. Lost? Okay. Lost? No sound. Is he full wheel? Oh wait. There you go. Aim spinning. It's just a short animation, but it does spin ahead. This is hellish. This is what you want. When we get down to top 10, we'll slow down the wheel spin. Top 20. Top 10. For our top 10. Now for a top 5. Seems bugged. The wheel seems bugged. It's just... Okay, whatever. Oh wait, no, here we go. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. This will be very awkward if we play Halo on Xbox. As I said, people, I do it on Friday, 2 p.m. All right, no, it's out. It's out. Okay, good. All right. Voodoo Vince versus Iron Meat. They sound like usernames. Iron Meat wins. Iron Meat wins. Time to look up what this is. The fuck is Iron Meat? We're about to find out. Everyone's gonna discover something today. Okay, it is... Yeah, it's games. Here's a little thing of Iron Meat. This is what it looks like. Let's go. We did not do poll then wheel to watch you play not Contra. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Is bribe available? It always is. But to say that you did not poll for this makes you a fucking liar. His name is for VR chat. Got it. Okay. 1 second. Boof. That's gonna show up on the screen. I probably shouldn't do it there then. Fucking camera away from me. All right. All right, sent. You play all of Deltarune if $500. All of it? Bro, that's like what? 20 hours? No, save your money. No. That's 3 days of games. I'm currently at 35 hours and I'm not done with chapter 5 yet. Yeah, okay. All right, start this up. No more. That game made me gay. badass intro. And then we have this. All right, let's see here. A little bit quieter. It's got 2-player. L for fire? What the hell? Why L? Such an awkward spot. Shift. Shift for fire. Okay. An SNES controller. No! Shh, shut up. Now imagine if this game was made with real graphics like Unreal Engine 5. Fuck is that? Oh. Oh, whoops. This is too much in my head. I don't know how to aim down. My brain cannot compute doing all these things. I see a whole bunch of things and I can't compute like trying to get around stuff while shooting at the same time. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna aim downward. Oh, I can probably. See, the cool thing about games like this is that you only have to play with one hand. So that you could be one part doing this, one part rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, yes, rock and roll, yes, rock and roll, yes, let's go. Yes. Trying so hard to support you right now. What do you mean? No. How do I stop him? No more. No. Oh. This music is a lot. I'm currently feeling a lot right now. What the fuck? What do you want me to do with that? Oh, prone. Bubble. How do you feel? I haven't looked at you for 5 days. How do you feel? Are you okay? I want to go to bed. I'm not stopping you. I read you. I'm done reading you. I forgot how to push the button. No. I'm seeing too much. Oh! What happened? Ah! I don't know. 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 I don't know how to go down. Ah! No. Ah! Hello? No. My brain is at a, I'm not gonna say 80, like 100% capacity, but like 85%. When this game on my brain, 85% capacity taken. 85%. You can shoot the level clear sign. Why would I do something so messed up? It's not a play game and chat with stream kind of game. I just feel bad that I can't see you. Can we hear the fan in your head spin really fast? That's what my mouth is doing. You can see this in any game video on my channel for like ever. When I am processing intense thought, subconsciously trying to calculate shit, I do that. And I'm not doing that because it's fun. I'm doing that because my brain has now taken full capacity. My mouth's like, we're just gonna boogie until I have like the ability to like start thinking again. And then it remembers that it's a part of my body. I have to look over here. They look okay. The ferret looks dead, but besides that, they all look okay. Are you okay? I'm just afraid that I'm not looking at you and you're getting scared because there's a lot of like bright lights and big sounds. I still find it crazy that your eyes super dilate too when you're in that intense gamer moment. It's because I'm looking. You look nubby today. Are you ready for me to resume the game, or do you need to grab Honey Nut Cheerios with just enough milk so that it doesn't get soggy? Just like get rid of the polls. 1 second. I didn't mean to mute all your music. I didn't want to scare you. There we go. I could grab water. I'm good. The burrito. I've had yogurt with trail mix recently. I'm good. Time for the healthy breakfast of Reese's Puffs, yogurt, and a pickle. Pickle? Ow. No. Help. When they make me aim diagonal, I can't aim diagonal. It's very, very awkward to try to aim diagonal. So this enemy is just gonna, he's gonna kill me. I win. When crowd control? Like what time? Ow. No. Ow. 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 I cannot. When he's diagonal, I lose. Oh, that can reach me. No. 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 This is too much. When he's diagonal, I don't know what to do. Here's how movement works. WASD is both look and move. If you want to be diagonal, you have to be moving. I don't know how to be two different things. I can stand still and shoot left and right. I can hold S to go prone, hold W to shoot up. But when I do WD, I have to run. Check controls for a stop move button. Yeah, maybe I should use arrow keys actually. Okay, so if I'm gonna use arrow keys, up, down, left, right, I'm used to that being like that. I'll use, since I need an additional finger, you can be enter, since my hand's over here. Oh, switch weapon. I have other weapons. Get a friend to help out since it's co-op. Oof. My brain's gonna have to learn. I'm dumb. I wasn't looking. There's a lot happening on my eyes right now. No. 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 You're scaring me. I can't think more than 3. Once you have 3 things, I can't do it. 3 things, I can't do it. Okay. Can't, there was more than 3. You had more than 3. Nope. Ow. I'm dumb. I'm guessing it's a dono game or something to break up the usual. We spun a wheel. We spun a wheel and someone got their meat chosen. No, you killed the snake on the train. Thanks. Thank you. I like the visuals. That's nice. Ow. No. This is too much. I can't. Ow. They put more than 3, dude. They put more than 3.
Meat gestation complete.
Thank you, meat, for your meats. Thank you. I can't reach him. I can reach him. No. 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 Fuck this. It's over. Fucker. Okay. Well. This is a reference to Resident Evil. You think that was a joke, but it's actually not. That was a reference to Resident Evil. Thanks for watching. no. I'm dead. Goodbye. RE movie night when? Yeah, let me go get the rights from Sony. I'm gonna get the streaming rights from Sony, like Wendigoon got the rights for like The Road for his YouTube channel, and we'll just stream movies in the VR chat theater. I have that kind of pull. Yeah, I have that kind of pull. I can just straight up just stream movies to the VRC theater. I have that kind of connection. Yep. Yup. What is Waterboy Neo doing in there? Having a much calmer time than I am. My brain's at 70 Celsius. Not 80 Celsius. No, my brain's at 80 Celsius. It's getting up there. Yeah, it's getting up there. It's not at 90 Celsius. I'm not playing like something that's making me shit and piss, but it's not comfortable. Did you ever like Saints Row 2? I have never played it once. See, this is nice because when I'm paused, I don't have to think too hard. 70 Celsius is like really hot. Yeah, but my brain's computer. Meat thermometer. Hello. Did you ever have to worry about copyright while watching Marble Hornets back in the day? It was all on YouTube, so I figured I'd be fine. Yeah, Apocalypse Now was cool, but The Road was censored to fuck on his channel, so it was pretty awkward. Saints Row is a fun series. That's great news. Is Brain like a 5090 or more like a 1060? It's an Intel i9, but it's overclocked. Not overclocked. It's like the thermal compound solution. The way the thermals are treated are really shit. If you pour water on yourself, would it just steam or break you like a computer? If you pour water on me, I would not wake up. Is it good that Hollywood is starting to poach internet memes and creepypasta to make movies? At least we're getting different shit. Bare minimum, it's different. What will we do now? New game or is brain too smushed from overheating? I'm fine with playing with this. I'm fine with playing this game, but if you guys are getting scared of the game, I can do something different, but I'm fine with this game. I'm fine with it. I remember you saying that you'd never played Nun Massacre no matter how much money. That's the only game where I actually tried playing it. Genuinely terrifying and inherently evil video game. Games that are just like fucked up at their core and also that value 0 dB to 110 dB volume difference. I'm good. I'm good, man. I don't need your fucked up Live Leak worldview game with your bastard audio design. I'm okay. I'm okay. Is there anything else I have to read? Helldivers movie is probably getting a Halo TV show 2.0. Okay. All right. Tiny poll, which might lead to larger poll, but we'll find out. I wish the sound didn't stop when I alt tab, but now you're left with silence. But it's okay because we have Jolt to look at you. We have Jolt to make sure that you're fine. Do you want more iron meat? Question mark. Yes. No. I'm totally fine with playing more. I'm completely fine with playing more. This is me, just me asking you if you like iron meat. That's all. I am fine with playing more. Publish. Shorten. Copy. Send. there are two vibes that are like the possibility of this sort of stare. This is a well, you changed how you were staring, so never mind. I'm not gonna play the song. I had a song lined up. Oh, all right. Hey, whoever's poking the sword through his head, I'm gonna ban you in 5, 4, 3. Okay, there you go. All right, so there are two vibes. Here's vibe number 1 for the stare. Here's vibe number 2. Which are you? Are you vibe 1 or are you vibe 2? Alright, let's see what you voted on. I have 50 votes. Ooh, shit. Okay. Alright, well, I thought there'd be a good amount of people that like the game, but okay, here's what I have to say about this game. There is nothing wrong with this game. It is just, it's not my type of game. The game is very cool. It's a very cool game. It's just not for me. I'm not gonna refund it. Because I like what I saw. So, it's just not for me. I'm not gonna refund it though. Like, the money goes to the developer. Goes over there. Yeah. Okay. So, are you asking for their fucking wheel or what do you want? The thing just said unlimited questions. It said untitled question. Unlimited questions. Democracy, please. Deathmatch. Deathmatch. Wheel! Just pull it. That's what we're doing. Democracy this time, please. Unlimited questions, but no games. True. Just came back. What happened? I asked chat if they liked what they saw, and 75% did not. I think the game is totally fine. I'm not going to ask for a refund because I do want to support what I saw, but it's just not for me. Let's see here. How would you like to vote? Jolt, show them your crib. He's got to turn into a building. You have to give him a moment. You have to give him one moment. He has to turn into an entire building. How would you like to vote? Democracy or deathmatch? All right. Settings, responses, allow responses. Okay. Publish, shorten, copy, and send. There you go. All right. So Jolt here has a building. They have a building that you can enter. So if you do not like the big theater, there is now a tiny lounge that you can enter. Jolt has created a tiny lounge that you may watch the stream in. The aspect ratio of the screen is unfortunately fucked. Unfortunately, I am squished. But the point being is that Jolt is creating a smaller room for those that are so inclined. Yeah. Can you stream yourself in different shapes? Like, how? Like, what do you mean? That wall texture is not great. But they've been trying different like textures. I've seen them like try different materials and stuff. It takes time. Triangle stream 1. What I thought would be good, what I pitched when we were watching the premiere in the VR chat yesterday was Heaven's Night Bar from Silent Hill 2 original as like the location. Because I figured it being PS2, try count would probably be low enough, and the materials could be baked into an Atlas, and Bowser's losing his fucking mind. The ecstasy was way too strong. I thought that would be like a cool room to have. But I also get like wanting to have your own space that you made. So this is entirely Jolt's creation. Stream via Orb View. Yeah, you want a 360 stream? Would you like it if I streamed in 360 again, so that you had to like pan the camera just to see what was going on? My head was like squished up into infinity. Ew, do not. Yes. When will you turn into a triangle? See, that one's tough. That's a tough one. Those are difficult questions. You did that by mistake. For some reason, you could just enable 360 stream, but you can't enable like surround sound or HDR like settings. It's really stupid. What is the easiest shape? Circle. How long is it going to take you to vote? There's only 36 votes here. How long is it going to take you to click a button? How long do you need? I vote. I voted. I voted. I'm voted so I can play deathmatch. It's so much pressure though. It's 2 buttons, dude. Oh. I'm okay. For a moment I was about to like phase away, but I'm fine. I stayed still. Gotta make a informed decision. How would you like to vote? Democracy Deathmatch. You've had plenty of time. Let's see what you get. What you got? Let's see. It is at 50-50. I'm giving you 30 seconds. You have a little bit of time left. You have 20 seconds. Keys on my keyboard are messed up, so I cannot fight in deathmatch. Okay. You have 10 seconds. What's deathmatch? It's Half-Life Deathmatch. You have 5 seconds. And the poll is closed. Ladies and gentlemen, the game will be decided by the person with the most kills in Half-Life Deathmatch. Okay. Okay. All right. Beep. I have to start up Half-Life. We're gonna find out who's the best gamer and who will determine the game's TM. Sick. All right. Fantastic. I will rename the stream. How many people could you have? I think 32. Just get Half-Life ready. Like, download the game Half-Life if you haven't. You're probably too late for that by now. But let me go to stream settings. And let me go to edit. Half-Life Deathmatch 2. Determine what game to play, parentheses, was Iron Meat. Game title, Half-Life. Well, I find the server, it'll be called Neocranium server. Be pretty easy to find. Not source. If I'm saying Half-Life source, then I mean Half-Life source. Otherwise, no one's talking about Half-Life source. No. No. All right. Very cool. Okay. All right. Get this sorted. Sure. Funny. Sure. Let me see if I remember how to do all these commands that I have to do really quick. I have to do them as quick as I can. Okay. I'm goated. Bet. Server's up. Server's up. I probably should have had music ready. I probably should have had some type of music ready. Like something. Akin to a boogie. Something that sounded like a boogie. Hold on. I need boogieing music. Well, no one's joined yet, so I have plenty of time to find a soundtrack. Great, first 50 decides the game. Right now, a whole bunch of guys being dudes. Right now, Lounge God is winning by just a point, but we barely just begun. So, commentate like it's a pro magic. There's a guy going up a ladder. He missed. Please choose Project Wingman or Ace Combat, whoever wins. So they're all fighting for you? That's how that works? I'd say if you're like an amazing gamer, you still have time to join. Otherwise, 8-point lead. I'm really hoping this song takes off and it's not just an ambient track. Another Spotify Shuffle W. Nope. Okay. This is good. This is good. God forbid you stay on tone, Spotify. God forbid. Well, not that. Is there something for party? Give me the party loot. There we go. Great. Shit. Ninety has a very good lead. 21 kills. Second place being 17, 18. It's not something to shrug off. They're definitely holding at least a pinch of a lead. Not coincidental. Okay, it might be coincidental. They're starting to lose it. They're losing it pretty bad. Just 1 point off. And now it's tied. I lied. I lied to you. I'm not listening to this. What the fuck, Spotify? What are these fucking shuffled choices? I gave it a theme and it's going for this. God damn it. Bro, I gotta do everything around here. Hold on. There. Alright, we're gonna be following Soup. Soup with 28 kills, leading by just 2 points against 90. First to 50 wins. Ninety is catching up. Soup and 90 head to head now. 29-29. Let's check on 90. Is that mod? No, it's just Half-Life. Oh, Soup got a bunch of kills when we weren't looking. A bunch of kills. Where's Soup? There's Soup. Soup at 33, 90 at 29. Soup stagnating for just a moment. Got stuck on a rock. 90 at 31. Ninety is catching up with Soup, unable to find any fresh kills. Soup at 34, 90, 33. First 50 wins, yep. And okay, well that's a point against 90. It's so serious. I love that I have this badass music for people trying to like navigate source ladders. Soup at 39 kills. Soup at 39 kills. Soup might be the deciding factor here. Yeah, first 50 choose the game, Nord. Not a very actiony song. Soup has 10 kills, 9 kills to decide the game. Spotify, you gotta try a bit harder. 7 kills for Soup. 7 kills, and they get to decide the game. Six kills for Soup. That would have been a great gun to run with. 90 at 39. Soup at 44. Soup at 45. 90 at 40. Oh my god, okay. Those would have been terrible weapons to lose. Soup at 47. That's tough. But 90's not making any headway. Soup might have this in the bag, no doubt. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. My shit desynced. 9843, Soup at 47. Just 3 kills for Soup. Just 2 kills for Soup. 1 kill for Soup. Just 1 kill for Soup. 1. And Soup wins. Soup has won. Soup, what is your game? The Beginner's Guide. Okay. I guess that's a game. All right. We're all watching on that. I'll look this up. Okay. All right, let's check this game out. I got 23 kills with 200 ping, so I can't be mad. Okay. I am installing the Beginner's Guide. No. Great. This music's been kind of ass. Why did we do deathmatch, by the way? You guys voted for a different way to choose a game. You chose deathmatch, you killed people, and now we play a game. That's exactly how it goes. Is Iron Meat bad or something? 75% of people did not want it. The game just crashed. Okay, let's try that again. I asked people if they wanted to see more Iron Meat, and 75% of people said no. It was not a bad game. Just people didn't want to see it. The game crashes on launch. I will go to PC Gaming Wiki. The Beginner's Guide, PC Gaming Wiki. Nothing on it crashing on launch. I will try to run it one more time. Okay. Discussions. Crash. What game? The Beginner's Guide. Maybe compatibility mode. I'll try. Discussing? Hello. Properties, compatibility. Run this game in Windows 8 mode. Why not? Go for it. All right, if you do that, the game will just flat out not launch in any way. Okay. It says to delete a TXT file. Just any? Okay, I'll delete that. See how that goes. No, deleting that did not help. Also, I have no idea what TXT file you were talking about, so that doesn't exactly... Oh, video file. Got it. That is not a text file. Oh, that is a text file. What the fuck? Who knows? Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so minus window threads minus threads 1. Okay. Let's give it a go. Game launched. There we go. Great. See if I can capture the game. Who wants to guess if surround sound is going to break the game at all? I feel like it will. Very echo. Yeah, it already sounds different. This might be loud. This might be very loud. I'm gonna wager that it's gonna be loud. Nah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Oh! Oh my god! It's so loud for me. 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 My gut sank. It's so loud.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Wow. Oh, E is shoot? He read mints for the 18 months. We're just gonna, I don't think this game's gonna have surround sound. I think it's just gonna be a standard old headphone game. Oh. My bad.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
I love how you can
Begin
see the
ship
bottom of the
evacuation.
universe from this room. Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it. Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the Whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead. the beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind. Yep,
Fuck.
in this game you can only walk backwards. So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope. It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one. And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting. Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself. A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there. Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot. So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room. How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it? Aha! So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is. Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors. This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't. It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly. Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
What's wrong with your text size? I've done nothing wrong. I just walked into a room and they're asking me about the world around me, and I told them I was in a prison cell, and they asked me about a puzzle, and I said, we just met, I'm not sure if I can trust you. And they said that's their only escape, they need to get through it. You think you want to get through it, but trust me, you don't. Oh no, but I do, we need to get out of there, don't you understand? It is the most important thing in the world, we have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you there's nothing I want more. Great. Glad you get through here. Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do I know how to solve it? Now, have we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting? Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between the doors? There's a reason, but it may take time before you understand, which is fine. We'll see it again soon.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level. It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Oh boy. Maybe I gotta look at this one for. Alright, I think it's fake. This is nice room not.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
I'm not gonna read anything to you. It's your burden.
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is gonna happen if you read all of them.
Okay, but
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
thank you, Dead Trees, for your hot dog. Thank you.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Leave a message. Can I? No. I think they're all unique.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Please say something. It can't be anything. You just need to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Resolution smaller so we can read. Sure. I mean, here. This is gonna fuck up my whole life if I do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, he did, fucking didn't like that. 1 second. Fucking piece of shit. Are you serious? Okay, OBS is gonna be really stupid about it and not understand a different resolution at all. So that's cool. You broke it? I guess you just have to deal with it not being that resolution.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Put a giant hole in the ground. What? Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? 10 stoves lined up along the wall. I think we should light up this room a bit. Put live Tesla coils in each corner, yeah. A table, you need a table. Tables were invented in 1935.
There's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Oh. Well, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click on it to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp of this room off, then turn it back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelf. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. I did it.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Hello, who is this? It's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you're trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yep, I was in the furniture maze. That's where I am right now. I'm glad to know that I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? Feels like being completely still and still wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and things will be exactly the same as before. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. It makes me feel really happy. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. Won't last. Age just kind of does that, you know. I'm still B, but it's somehow I'll choose one. But if you're me, then how did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Yes, I did get a call. That's how I escaped. What did they tell you? What did you have to do to get out? They asked me how I felt about being imprisoned. What? That freed you? How does that work? Just tell me how you feel. Okay. Feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice? So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself? To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
You can read that. Oh my goodness, I'm glad that Glazal you showed up on maybe having clean start child. You can read that.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Great. Don't worry about me. A place this nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. No, you might just be getting a little ahead of yourself there. No, why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night. I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? I think we're getting to that, Annie. They're in there. Why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All details matter. How'd you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. Might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all in a mess. Would you come out and straighten these pillows here? But there was like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. I'm compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. Are you okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, stupid, sorry. Never mind. If these dishes need to be washed, why don't you come do that? Last, I checked the tub needed cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect, we're all just human. There's still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are all houses easy to clean? House cleaning so difficult? How do you do it? Do these chores ever end? Darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it, otherwise it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom, believe it or not. Trust me on this one.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Heh. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there's a bit of truth in it now. Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Pillows on the couch, a real mess.
I'm
Could you go over
glad
there
he
and
made
treat
this.
them a bit?
I'm glad he found some peace.
Question. Do you enjoy this?
Of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive. Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This one gets a bit goofy.
Why'd you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that your way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
Being
the
perfect is
perspective
effortless.
shifts, and you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
It's the key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
Wow.
Being Aussie boy for membership. That's what the teacher said. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it is not the right answer. I feel like brushing my teeth. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Go brush teeth. You want this ambient to be what you hear for the next like 3 minutes, or I could just put you in silence. You look at these things, stare at the screen. It's another option. Now you have choices. Would you rather hear this or this? Yeah, the grayed out ones are inner thoughts that he's suppressing. Yeah. Who said to brush teeth? Me said, me teeth feel bad. I want to brush them. Why Baby Studio? Baby Studio. Bars from the crib. Hello. Okay. Oh. I brushed my teeth. Clean teeth. Yep. One of them. Alright. Do what is easiest, do what is simplest, feel what is true. Nothing, no one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days. This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In the scene, you'll be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. Moving across the room, in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello, that's it? It's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her, be a human being, do it again. You're all my hopes and dreams. No, 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 that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce, you touch them represent the people nearby. I'll talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. I'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. I didn't realize how important this was for me. I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Yes, this is working.
The game ends
what it
with
was
this
like.
eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Mobius should play this game properly. You must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. That feels dangerous to me as a streamer to not know what you can see and what I can't. But hey, this game wasn't listed like adult only or whatever, so. Okay. Should I open my eyes?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's
Okay.
pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Help, I'm blind. My work is always fun. That isn't truthful. Oh no. I can't keep making these.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
It's draining me.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Hello. Where did this island come from? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I've talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost? I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped. I can take you to it, but there is a
If the
problem.
last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet still he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Take it to it, but there's a problem. It's guarded by a difficult machine. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? Deal. Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
I've solved this puzzle before. Oh, wonderful. And tell me how to do it. First, you have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now just press the switch here. Oh, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Ow, shit. Oh! Superpower, you can jettison eyelashes out of your eyeball anytime, or you can make one nail shoot like a shooting star. Only one nail. You don't get to choose which. For me, eyeball. Oh, fuck. Can I do this? Nope, I gotta take it out, motherfucker. Oh! Hold on. It's bad. It's bad. It's so bad. I'm fine. Oh. Or we'll see. Okay. All right. Did I? Are you? You are. No machine here. Did you survive? Yeah, I survived. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. Say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Making games is easy. That feels wonderful. Why the walls just crumble? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It is easy, never stops being easy. Yes, that's
Seeing
wonderful.
This game
Keep
at the
going.
time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Great. Wow. Game Attack Click for
This
membership.
is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Please, where's the machine? Patience, you have to trust me. Promise this will work. Please continue. It always pays off eventually. Yes, more. Keep
I don't
going.
know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
I will be saved by my work. Incredible. That's it. I'm free. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Ma'am, glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press. We might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. Stop feeding us. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? So here's what's gonna happen. You need to go out and apologize to them. No, nothing. Alright then, I will speak to them for you. My friends! I said my followers. I fucked up. Bad ending. I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurts us. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. We will destroy everything that the machine has created. Gone. I'll make sure you're known forever.
So
Isn't
now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work? So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look. And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze. And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on. The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself. And then you stopped. and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay. More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you. if I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation? What would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Okay. I'm hoping the game was fictional. I'm hoping the game was not like based on actual truth because it's an incredibly toxic narrative. I'm assuming it is. I'm assuming like this kind of game couldn't exist under the author without being fictional because it is, of course, toxic as shit. Confirmed it's not real. I figured as much. I figured having this be under your belt and selling it on Steam with this type of narrative would be, you know, fucked. Yeah. It's fictional should be, or allegory of Davey Rendon's mind. Davey, the creator of Stanley Beginning, once talked about his depression and need for praise earlier in his life during an interview. It's still his thoughts. I think when you intertwine a piece of media directly with how incredibly vulnerable you are, it leaves me in a very precarious state of what I can and cannot say about the game that I've played. For this game to present the author in its most vulnerable, exposed, and damaged state of being needing praise, and now being on the end of what did you think seems cruel to any player to give any other credit than I hope you get better. For a while, based upon the fact that I assumed that this was, you know, some sort of actual letter to like his friend, I assumed that we would be seeing a tragic narrative about how he could have reached out to somebody in need, wasn't able to, and then something terrible happened to said person. But I began to feel more betrayed the more that I realized that that was just an angle to get my interest in someone that wasn't real. And for me, that feels manipulative in the same vein that this game tries to convey the author's need for attention and praise, to put itself on a pedestal and say, look at me. And when I began to clue in that this was more of a thought piece about the author itself and not something genuine about their life that they were presenting in the game, it became less of a vulnerable statement about this person's time in their life that influenced them who they are, and more about a just vulnerable sore that I was exposed to. And I was told to empathize with. It became like a trick. Like I was tricked to care. And if you want to demonstrate, of course, a narrative based upon yourself, people may already view that as pretentious and something to disregard based upon the stereotype of the troubled artist, rather than a love letter to a friend who, from a lot of indicators from this game, was pointing towards having committed suicide or some form of immense traumatic harm that stopped them from being reachable by the author, yet still allow the work to be published on the Steam store page with a monetary value. So the trick is what sours me about this game, and it feels gross. It feels like a gross game now that I know that it was a lie. The themes, the concepts, all of that stuff I know is real because I feel it. I feel the need for praise. I feel the need to have my work displayed and have it be commended for its effort. So I know it comes from a place of authenticity, but for this game to present itself as a love letter to a friend and then turn into a philosophical, psychological piece of the author creating this amalgamation of their own thoughts as this friend, it feels like I was given puzzles to solve to distract me from the fact that this person was trying to showcase themselves rather than trying to confess a meaningful relationship. That's a way to interpret it. That's a nothing way to reply to it. Let me read the Steam description. I want to know exactly how this game is advertised because I feel like that's important. The Beginner's Guide is a narrative video game from Davey Redden, the creator of the Stanley Parable. It lasts about an hour and a half, has no traditional mechanics, goals, or objectives. Instead, it tells the story of a person struggling to deal with something they do not understand. The basis of how the game presents itself, it feels very, in the strangest sense, documentary, which you cannot really perform with a game. A game is entirely constructed, a documentary is resourced from life, but in the way that we are given someone's levels, we're given someone's builds, it presents itself as a documentary of this person. Because with a documentary, you are always showcasing the talking heads of the people that were there, or footage from the event, and these levels were the footage of this person at this time. I was under the assumption that I was seeing who this person was talking about. I was taking it in honest. I felt like I was being presented with something honest, and I was receptive, and I wanted to respect what I was being shown. And I feel like that is something not essential, not integral, but just important to respect, that a human being can put aside qualms or disdains or expectations of a medium to listen to you. I mean, I was just over here playing fucking Iron Meat. I was playing Iron Meat, and I was going through that, and I had all these like internal ideas about, like, okay, this is what I like in a game, this is what I don't like in a game, this is my typical genre, this is what I feel like mechanics should play as, I like these things, I don't like these things. But when you say to me, this is what my friend made, and then he stopped making games altogether, I put all of that aside. I put aside my concepts of pacing, my concepts of movement and sound design, and any issues. I put all that aside because now I'm having a conversation with a person in a form of a documentary, if not a direct one-on-one, because I'm seeing their exact footage. I'm not seeing just a presentation of their like life. I'm being shown their direct notes. I'm reading their diary. So to then be shown that the twist was Otherwise, it'd be legal hell. There'd be like there'd be drama on Twitter and legal hell about this whenever, I guess this person's projects would pop off in the future. To be shown that this was just a fictional representation of the author's internal struggle feels like I was dragged along to care. And it's gross to me. That's gross to me. I have the ability to care about you as a person without you tricking me. I can be an empathetic human being without you needing to trick me. So, and the way that I can critique this experience is how I can critique a conversation and relationship, because this is not so much a game as it is a conversation. And this person approached me and told me what it was like to be their friend and how it fell apart. And then I learned in the span of a few minutes that, hey, there was no friend. This is just me giving you a little crazy, like mind game. A puzzle that you solved. I led you through the puzzle and you figured out that it was me. I'm just grossed. I'm grossed out. When I was playing this game, what I was thinking about when I was presented with levels of someone's life, of someone's mind, who they were, what I had in mind, that type of presentation, that type of narrative, in a way that's delivered that defies the medium and gives you this deeper meta about someone's life, their mind. MyHouse.wad. To me, that is what this game is, but honest with you. Honest, and it's not trying to like fuck you over emotionally, and it's not trying to trick you. The trick is the game itself defying its own known bounds. I respect the hell out of MyHouse.wad. Really like MyHouse.wad. And I feel like that's kind of what the message of that game somehow, and this game kind of feel like they're trying to convey the same thing about someone's life disturbed, presented through the build of a game. But I wanted to give this my full respect. MyHouse.wad is still a game in its own where, like, you know, I'm still playing it. But this is something that I am listening and understanding to. So the trick is more of a play on your human empathy than on a narrative expectation. Because I wasn't going in thinking, this is a fictional narrative. This is using the author's actual name. The author is talking to you, presenting you with presumed files of a friend that they loved and no longer have in their life. So authenticity was beyond just good graphics or just a good narrative. This was something that I was taking seriously. And my end feeling about this game is ew. It's ew. Now, could you have sold me on this game if you had told me that it was fictional? Maybe. You'd have to provide a different angle. You'd have to go about it differently. But you wouldn't have the same hook as you did when you made me believe that it was real. I believed it was real. Why would I assume otherwise? This wasn't using a fake name. This wasn't saying based upon a real artist or whatever preface. So, yeah. My response to this game overall is ew. I wouldn't recommend somebody else play this game. I'd recommend them play the Stanley Parable. I enjoyed the Stanley Parable. And I'm shocked that the person that got 50 frags in Half-Life pushed me towards this game. The person who got 50 frags in Half-Life. It's an interesting choice. What's the one game that your brother played that you didn't like it and had a whole ass zombie movie in as an Easter egg? I do not remember. No, Euless, I wouldn't say that. There are a lot of games that that speak depths on the human experience and do not abide by genre traditions of games. There are a lot of games that do that, and they do it in a way that is meaningful and can be respected. But I can't respect this. It's just gross. It's gross to me. Is this game not meaningful? Didn't say that. I'm talking about the person, I was replying to somebody who said that this game was just an art house game, trying to be art house. As if, like, that's something that should be negative. That's not the negative here. Yeah. It just felt yuck to me, that's all. It was yuck. Seeing someone else play this 10 years later, knowing it's fake, dealing with actual situations like this, it hits so much harder. Thanks for streaming it. I am curious what the chat reaction is, because I'm sure a majority have never played this game, but it seems like quite a few of you have played this and like this a lot. But I don't think I'd ever want to watch somebody else play this. I'd probably ask them after, like if they said, hey, I'm gonna get into Beginner's Guide. I'm like, okay. You sure? I wouldn't tell them why. I guess I'd be interested in seeing their perspective. It was a good think piece. Yeah, but it was a gross trick. I didn't like the trick. How much is this game on Steam? I think I got it for like $3. There's such a thing as a gross trick. I described it at length for the past half hour, Armada. I don't feel like reiterating what I've said again. I'm tempted to just watch your playthrough since I missed it, but I'm intrigued. I was just listening. I wasn't doing a Let's Player thing of like pausing every 5 minutes to tell you what I think's going on. I was just listening. I never thought about it in the sense of the trick, more of the author giving a story and a message through it, but I do think I'm biased because I knew it was fake. Yeah, I didn't. I went into the game thinking that I was gonna get a very heartfelt letter towards someone's friend who's no longer here. It was very much leaning towards the idea that this person was on a destructive path. So how we feeling in the VR chat? Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. They're in the okay, so for those that don't know, Yellow Fox Jolt, they have created a tiny room for people to be in. So text boxes are gonna be fucking massive. if we had another deathmatch? What if it was 10:55 and you had an hour, 3.5 hour stream? I feel like you're the first ever streamer to actually have a chat act like normal human beings. I push pretty hard on that in my community. I don't like just like random ass spam unless it's for a meme. I'd rather people communicate than just emote, and then nothing. Just absence. What if we had a wheel deathmatch where the wheels destroy each other? I do not think Twisted Metal works in multiplayer anymore. I'm pretty sure that shit was shut down. Get a big burger. I'm full as fuck, man. I'm good. I wanted to reply to something someone said. Sometimes it's nice watching things that make you go yuck if they are meaningful about it. Yeah, but I wasn't playing mouth washing, where it's very much a fictional narrative.
Hot dog.
I was hot dog. I was hot dog. Okay. You think feeling gross and tricked was the point of the game? Someone gonna make a point to punch you in the balls. They still punched you in the balls. Hey, my point was to feed you a plate of shit. That was the point. Does that make that merit meaningful in a way that I respect? No. Your intent does not equate to your equality. It does not mean that the quality of the product is equated to the success of your intent. You can intend to trick the audience. You can intend to subvert expectations. You can intend to be cruel and unjust and disgusting. You can intend these things, but just because you succeed with your intent does not equate to the quality of your final product. Or bare minimum, my enjoyment. What's Soup's reaction to all of this? I'd have to launch up to Half-Life and ask Soup, because I have no idea who they are in the YouTube chat. Half-Life Deathmatch reaction. Live gold source reactions.
Yeah, man, the game is really sad. I don't know why we played it.
Okay. Yeah. What a dope stream. Here, I'll give you guys a good reset. Everyone here gets a link to new video. Everybody here gets a link to the new video. And I'll stop the stream and you can watch that video. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop for now and you're gonna get a link to the new video and you're going to be feeling A-okay. That is not the new video, that is the old one. Go to YouTube Studio, go to Content, go to Videos, go to Link, paste link. That is for you. That is for you to click on. You can click on that. And I will go, and I will stop my stream, and I will go, and you can click on that link, and I will say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.